Hello, good afternoon and howdy as for the 17th US Grand Prix to take place here at the Lone Star so far this weekend has been 3.4 miles per lap here this afternoon, and that was back in 2021. It's not been degrading quite as much as the fans waiting for the start of this race. He won anyway by the time that came into force. A team's in company and ahead of Colapinto, his teammate Q3. Nico Hulkenberg hasn't made it for a Grand Prix. It's 7th on the grid for Kimi Antonelli, 6th on the start since his pole in Hungary, and the front row is the speed, or is second on the grids. The one
will need a better start than he had yesterday if that's going to on the grid. The most interesting one, drivers at the back of the grid trying hard compound. So Leclerc, but they used length heading up to turn one and a bit more confidence.
Has been taken by the trophy for today's race. How that wind has changed around 180 degrees.
Is into a headwind, and that's braking zone. They'll have a tailwind. They'll have if they had to choose a wind direction, they would choose this one.
Martin Brundle in the McLaren here in Austin, explaining exactly.
Sector one with the wind on their nose, but lots team because you've got a tailwind, including the final corner. Something to watch out for.
Yeah, if you fly your aerodynamic into the racetrack, so. That is the difference.
It's a fascinating race this afternoon. Yesterday, so it's a voyage into the unknown for them. We don't
any data about the wear underneath the car. We've seen slightly more cautious Will McLaren on where they would.
With that soft tyre start from Charles Leclerc, which might often races evolve, and that could be the case. 35 of his previous 46 pole. 2024, he bounced back the next day to win his own peace of mind and that championship lead
for S to pick one. It will not be easy for Oscar Piastri.
Charles Leclerc ahead of him, Lewis Hamilton right behind. Championship lead for Oscar Piastri, whittled down by is just chaperoning the very last start.
Earlier.
Like one of those cows, his teammate Liam Lawson was. Start from Lando Norris, but in the second phase, and Norris gets just a bit compromised in the Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton is also ahead.
Worked beautifully for Leclerc. He thought about trying to take the news for Piastri, as you say.
Bad news for Fernando Alonso. Best traction there, getting out of turn and roll. Right there, back two, but look at the gap. Down the inside goes Kimi Antonelli, battling away.
Wing open until one lap has been completed.
Going wide and is going very, very slowly.
To stop, but it's gone away. They're free to rest.
Of 56 laps here, and the gap, Piastri and Russell down to 6. Antonelli bare.
First corner against George Russell.
George Russell getting very feisty now as through the S's.
For Piastri is every time he has to defend, he'll stay within a DRS 1 second race. A little bit of a tidier first sector, that's worked well.
Back straight here, DRS taking Norris. Lewis Hamilton then has DRS. Tsunoda right at the back of that pack too.
Control ended up colliding into the side.
And a spin and making his way up into 8th.
Line, Behrman had to yield. And
he's control. So Charles Leclerc with us hasn't got the pace to match Max Verstappen. The place that Tsunoda has made up, yes it is.
Now as he can pace himself, he's not drop his tyres where at least.
But it's a long while since we've had a maybe with their developments for this season. Norris against Charles Leclerc. Norris trying to go keeping very, very close as we ride on board.
Leclerc doesn't have a championship to worry about.
Norris in third, his teammate Oscar Piastri in Albon and Bortoletto for that incident.
With the Ferrari, they get another dose of DRS. If Norris now got to be really patient to run out of there, because if not, he's got Lewis Hamilton.
From Charles Leclerc as we watch him make within half a second, but that's probably what you need.
Race trim, the Ferrari looks way better.
See what happens down the long back straight. By the time you get to the end of that straight, quite as Nico Hulkenberg gaining on Ollie Behr, just clipping away at his heel.
It's a much better line, but if he's anywhere near a striking range, much faster car underneath him, and he wants to.
That's if Norris is alongside him, yeah?
If again, Lando will cut underneath, blowing all three of these cars up.
Untroubled as he is, and over 3-time world champion.
Yeah, and the two McLarens are sit them and play the long game when they're
used for his teammate Oscar Piastri. He's over a second behind. Is he far enough back or close enough to wait patiently for an opening?
Touch deep into turn 12, but you can just tell Norris has got to get through it, and that's just playing beautifully. Leads.
Said you need about half a second. I think Norris has got that, but he's losing.
Both Ferraris as show up a little bit. This is bringing.
Can Lando Norris keep within half? We're overheating.
But don't tyres. They will fake a final warning for track limits.
The handling is a little bit an initial good getaway. but Verstappen...
with the grip, with the confidence, up underneath the rear wing of Max.
There is the Mercedes of Kimi Antonelli on the left turn 15. At least he's got moving before the lights went out. As we see, a bit of contact there, Street. And there, Antonelli, Carlos Sainz. That is Carlos Sainz there.
It's a difficult, the marshals have got to go out and push it out into the racetrack. It's rather than the full safety car, so it won't decide he needs to, but this slows. Do they think they can just...
Antonelli who comes across him, and well, we saw that it never ends well.
Yeah, copy, saw that, mate.
Yeah, Carlos wasn't far enough along. I mean, he was reasonably alongside, but I mean, start turning the car, and Antonelli would have the hit, to be honest.
We talk about this all the time, that if you're making a move on the inside, how far...
And I don't think he was far enough alongside. The stewards will decide that is Carlos.
DN did not start, of course, in Austria. The field after being sent into a spin when he might be a bit early, Ted Kravitz.
About 5 or 6 laps to, and that means Albon can go medium.
Stewards decided he was absolutely at fault.
And I'm wondering how on Norris, Tina, false effect, but...
And here we go, let's go green again. It was already starting to drop back before the VSC.
Well, like it was better, more efficient.
Any thoughts, Karun Chandok at Sky Race Control?
Video is McLaren have told Oscar Piastri about how early they pit, because you can't...
Standing on the second step will be investigated once we're done with a 56-lap to Lando Norris, which was half a second. Excellent race so far after starting 13th. Hülkenberg and Alonso complete the points, and we have...
It's front and left.
You'd imagine you'd punish your right front long, actually 4 apexes through the...
What a cause Lando Norris to further back behind Charles Leclerc. Certainly low 1.8 seconds, and we can see the gap misses now to Charles Leclerc. Interesting. So, from what we've seen,
Lofts on the Ferrari of Leclerc are doing... I know they've had...
Good impression there. The Texan who got it all wrong at turn 1, Colapinto, had a 5-place grid position, but he's got the soft tyre on. Got a point for Williams last year. His last certainly seemed worse. He'll need to keep running. In fact, he's dropping a little bit further back. Lando, bit by bit, 10th by 10th, still...
DRS zone is certain to just over a second, so Russell keeping Piastri. No, McLaren don't still.
If they're looking at plan B, is so we can make a one-stop work, and there's that.
The grip, and when they cool, they get pickup.
Lance Stroll on the soft tyres got past Franco Colapinto. I'm sure we will in a moment, but he's managed to get Lawson in 11th, and this is what happened to Lance. Lance Stroll was away down the hill and